Guys, when I tell you we are dealing with somebody who's more dangerous than a Mexican cartel, you need to believe me, you really do. Just have a look at this tweet, for instance, and I quote, "After the death of Francis Ogola, Air Force, the path opened for Charles Kahariri, Navy, to take over as Chief of Defense Forces. In May 2025, David Kipkemboi Keter, who heads the Kenya Army, was promoted to Lieutenant General. General Kahariri is set to retire in April 2027 upon attaining the mandatory retirement age of 62. Given that the position of Chief of Defense Forces traditionally rotates between the Air Force, Navy, and Kenya Army, it means that by the time Kenyans head to the ballot on 10th August 2027, Lieutenant General David Keter from Nandi County will most likely have been promoted to full general and taken over command of the KDF, in so doing making him the next CDF. Continuing, on the National Police Service side, Inspector General Douglas Kanja is expected to retire upon turning 60. The right number there should be 65. His deputy, Eliud Lagat, said to be from Uasin Gishu, could then become the substantive Inspector General by the time the country heads to the polls. The Interior CS remains Kipchumba Murkomen, also from the North Rift region. Meanwhile, Katwa Kigen, who represented Ruto at the ICC, is reportedly eyeing the position of Chief Justice before 2027. So the questions many are asking is this: if key security and institutional positions are already aligned this way ahead of 2027, how easy will it realistically be for Edwin Sifuna, Fred Matiang'i, or Kalonzo Musyoka to take over power? Some argue the groundwork has already been laid long before the next election cycle. This is quite an eye-opening tweet from Rift Valley Itungati, aka Itungati001. Now in this video, I want us to look into why President Ruto is planting his fellow tribesmen in critical positions, and so with no further ado, let's get after it. Number one, let's start off with the obvious, the judiciary. If Katwa Kigen, who represented Ruto in Hague, is made Chief of Justice, then for sure, any election petition in 2027 or 2032 will not go the way of the opposition. On top of that, we also have the issue of Gachagwa's impeachment. If Gachagua opts to escalate his case all the way to the Supreme Court because of poor rulings in the lower courts, he'll get cooked indefinitely, because whatever the Supreme Court rules is final. It can never be amended except with the Supreme Court itself, and who in this earth likes correcting themselves in public? Maybe a nobleman, but not the Supreme Court. So long story short, mtu ambaye ametetea Kasongo kule Hague cannot suddenly become clever and start defending the people. That person has conflict of interest. Pay homage to your former boss or side with the people. It's too great a risk, and that's why I think this appointment of Katwa Kigen is as a result of somebody suddenly becoming very clever. In fact, definitely reminds me of this Kibaki speech right here.
How can you suddenly become very clever? Sudden, umekuwa very clever. Wewe ndio unaweza kila kitu. Wapi? No, please.
Number two, we have the issue of Douglas Kanja, who will be resigning once he reaches the age of 65. Currently, he's 62, thereabout. So after the 2027 elections, you best believe that if Kasongo steals his way back into power, he'll appoint Eliud Lagat as the new Inspector General. To which end I can only ask, kama walifanya maandamano kubwa wakati wa Albert Ojwang, ile siku waligonganishwa kichwa kwa ukuta, then I don't know what the people will do when Ruto appoints the same Eliud Lagat as Inspector General. Some promotions are just designed to anger Kenyans. They are designed to create maandamano, bring chaos. There is logic, and you want to circumvent the logic and do a nonsensical thing which is totally unpopular and totally uncalled for. Some of these people who are being promoted ought to have resigned. Si step aside as investigations are going on, kidogo tunasikia jamaa step aside, alikuwa on leave. What is that? And then you want to make that person Inspector General of Police. And that's why I tell you guys, these people are worse than the cartels of Mexico. Number three, if there's one thing I've learned about President Ruto, he really hates when the military overthrows a sitting leader. Even if that leader has been a dangerous dictator who's ruled for like 40, 55 years thereabout, and the military finally take the power and order a vote to take place, he doesn't even want that. He can't side with such an ideology. He thinks it's bonkers. Huyu kiongozi ambaye amekuwa akiiba kura akibaki hapo for 50 years anafaa baki pale, which is why we saw him in South Africa lecturing the military leaders who are taking power, including Traore in West Africa. And that is part of the reason why Raila lost in AU. Sababu una lecture watu ambao wanaenda kupiga kura AU. So long story short, Ruto fears the very idea of being overthrown by the military like in the West African countries. So now that Kariri will be retiring in 2027 April, Ruto has decided unilaterally that he'll promote David Kipkemboi Keter to become head of Kenya Defense Forces, and in so doing making him the next Chief of Defense Forces. You guys, Ruto is very busy playing chess with his tribesmen, but the one thing he needs to understand, Kenyans nowadays understand chess. You're not 7 steps ahead of Kenyans just by using a board that they're not used to. The Kenyans of old used to play checkers. Sasa tuko na wewe kwa hiyo meza, unacheza chess tunakuona tu. Bishop to C6 tumeona hiyo. Kenyans are 7 steps ahead. Power belongs to the people. It is in the constitution. It is the first thing you read. In fact, where is my constitution? It's right here. Power does not belong with your friends. or your tribesmen or your colleagues or your Arsenal supporters. No, power belongs with the people. Go read the constitution. And if people respect this constitution, we should not be having appointments based on tribe. We should be having appointments based on competence and your record. Kama uligonganisha mtu kichwa kwa ukuta, you cannot be in the roster. But anywho, that's just my take, guys. Let's see what Kenyans on X have to say about this. And I quote, Kenya Malkia said, Kenya is bigger than tribe. Ruto must go. Kamau Ndungu said, even Jaden in his second term was behaving like an immoral being. Look at him today, sickly, defeated and humbled. Kasongo's fate will be worse. Skip said, hakuna watu rahisi kugeuka mtu kama watu wa tribe yenye mtu ametoka. Unaweza kuta huyo wa KDF akisimama na watu. KDF ukileta ukabila, nchi imeisha. Wataanza kugeukiana wenyewe. Revolutionary said, even if they take over every position, it will only be for a season. So many have come and gone before them. So many others will come after that. They too will come and go. That is the beauty and reality of life. And above all, nobody knows for sure how much longer they have. But what say you guys? Do drop me your comments in the section below and I'll do best to read them and to give you a response. So with that, here today's ads of the day.
Right now, I'm with my team headed to a client's house in Ruto for consultation. That is to take measurements of the windows, go through our catalog with the client, and then once they decide on the color and the fabric they want, we'll get busy sewing, and at long last, the curtains installation will be on us. So if you're looking for curtains, shears, curtain rods, curtain accessories, reach out to Phoenix Curtains and Interior Decor and we will sort you out. Call us on 0724 414153.
If you're in need of electrical wiring, solar installation, or electrical fittings such as strip lights, snake lights, downlighters, or chandeliers, contact Engineer Wycliffe at 0707 476602 and he'll get your house dapped up. Now, if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching from a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for Mzitowafula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really, really need to subscribe to. All right, guys, adios. Thank you for choosing Mzitowafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.